Hi, good morning. My name is Kike, your host today on the podcast White Reflections by Hadufe. White Reflections by Hadufe is a podcast that delves into the complexities of life and modern day family life dynamics. On the show, you know what we try to do is we try to bring people with real life experiences on the show to come share their experience with us. Perhaps somebody going through something similar can benefit from it. We also try to bring experts on the show to share the wealth of knowledge with us. Perhaps also somebody going through something similar can benefit from it. On the show today is
Abasi Thompson. Yeah.
A first class graduate, pharmacy.
Yeah.
She will be talking to us about her academic journey in the university and how she was able to achieve this feat. Hi, MM, how are you?
I'm fine, man.
You look so beautiful, MM.
You too, man.
And congratulations once more.
Thank you, man.
Yes, on your graduation. Yes.
Thank you, man.
So, MM, before we came on this interview, I had to call, your parents to ask, for their permission to allow you come on the show and talk to us about your academic journey and how you were able to achieve that feat. And I remember your dad saying to me that one of the things he did that you might not even remember to mention to me on the show, one of the things he did while growing up, while raising you, was the fact that he didn't allow any of you to use mobile phones while you were in secondary school up until you got or you gained admission into the university.
Yes,
and it may also interest you to know, our viewers, that has two siblings and they are all first class graduates. So I'd like to ask you, Helen, of course you are the Gen Z generation.
Yes,
Gen Z.
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to ask you, how did that make you feel, not being able to have a phone all through your secondary school days? I'm sure most of your friends had phones, mobile phones.
Yes. Well, at first it wasn't a big thing because I didn't start with phone. It wasn't as if they just collected my phone for that period of time. I wasn't brought up with it. But going on in school, when I saw my friends using phone and everything, I felt a little somehow, because they could do things. They will come to class, they will discuss about something that is going on online, something that is trending. But that was my upbringing at home. And my parents they always told us that when we get admission, we'll be able to use mobile phones. So I just focused on my studies. I was dedicated. I knew what I wanted to do, the academic achievements I wanted to attain. So for that period of time, I just made good use of it.
Wow, that's so beautiful. So it didn't make you feel anyhow. So I'd like to ask, replacement of not having a phone, what were the other things you engaged in?
I have some of my hobbies. I have some hobbies that used to keep me busy. And one of the things my parents did was they always allowed us to watch TV. They didn't particularly restrict the access, but we knew when it was enough and we knew the right time to use.
So you had healthy boundaries when it came to...
Yes, we did.
Okay.
So most of the times when we are back from school, just to relax, we watch TV, they buy movies for us, all those cassette movies that time. We would watch movies, we would listen to music, and we just had fun. It wasn't really a confinement, since we were not brought up with phone from the beginning.
Okay. So I'd like to ask, what was your reading habit before you gained admission into the university?
Okay, I had a solid academic foundation.
Okay.
In secondary school, from my JS1 to JS3, I was an average student. But in my SS1, there was this new girl that got transferred to our school. She was the top student where she was coming from. So I made friends with her. I was very close with her. And she was telling me about about why having top grades are important. And she encouraged me. So that time I had that competitive spirit. Then I started reading, I started doing well. So I I became very good. So in secondary school, I graduated secondary school as the best in science. I had multiple awards. So in the university, I knew I was going to do good and I was going to maintain that pace.
That's fantastic. So you were already motivated.
Yes.
And I love the fact that you said you met with somebody who changed your orientation about,
yes.
Life and, top grades, having top grades. And that's, peer influence, peer pressure influence.
It plays a lot.
Exactly. It plays a lot of roles. So I'd like to ask, when you got to the university, because of course, this time around you were having, it's different from secondary school. You're allowed your freedom, to a reasonable extent. Mom is not there, dad is not there. And so what were your coping mechanisms? What kind of friends did you, move with? And how did you choose your friends? First and foremost, before we go to your academic journey now.
So when I was in the university, in my first year, I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do. That was mainly because I wanted to study medicine and I was given pharmacy. So my first year was that was the first time I heard about pharmacy. I wasn't given medicine because I wasn't from that state. I applied in Ogun State. So I wasn't from that state. So they were doing this catchment area and medicine was not for non-indigents. So I wasn't given medicine, even though I passed the cutoff. I was given pharmacy and that was the first time I was hearing about pharmacy. So my mind wasn't even in the pharmacy I was doing. I at that point in my first year, I was writing JAM to apply for medicine in another school. So that was just.
So you were
first
still
year.
trying medicine?
I was trying medicine in another school.
Okay.
So my first year was just okay. Let me just do this course while still preparing for JAM. But I also put in, I thank God that I put in efforts in my first year, because I would have just left it and just forgot about it and just say, since I'm praying for.
So what motivated you in the course of, what changed your mind along the line?
After I wrote JAM, I got.
That's the second JAM.
Yes. I got a lower score than I had the first time. And that was because of combining it with school and all. Then at that point, I was like, I had the higher score and I didn't get medicine. With this score, will I be able to still go for medicine? And there were some other factors. So my dad just said, why not just do this pharmacy? When you are done with it, if you still want medicine, you can still go on to do medicine. So 200 level, I had to discover what is this course all about. I had to familiarize myself with it. And in that time, I had to develop coping mechanisms to read, study, and do excel well in the course.
That's very beautiful. So other social interactions while you were in school, friends and other things, were you engaged in other?
Okay, when I first got admission into the university, there was a friend I made. She's this overachiever. She's very, very.
So you're very strategic when it comes to friendships. Your other friend from secondary school,
yes,
came into your school and used to be, the best student from the school she was coming from, and you made friends with her.
Yes, ma'am.
And of course, she did influence you into knowing and thinking along the line of having top grades.
Yes,
and then here you are in the university again, an overachiever.
Yes.
So what you're saying to us now is, when it comes to friendships, you're very strategic, and that's a beautiful one. I would recommend that you move with people
that would push you to
do better in every exactly.
Yes.
So I'm listening.
Well, I won't say I'm so strategic like that. I think I just attract people like that to myself.
That's
but
beautiful.
It's friendship, peer pressure plays a very huge role, because I tried it when I was moving with this friend that was very, very good, and she was reading at a pace that was even higher than mine. I was trying to meet up. I didn't even know at that point I was trying to do so much better. I was putting in so much effort and my results were really good. And there was a point I was just with average friends, friends that were just average students. and I saw the difference. So friends really play a huge role in your academic career. So it's good to keep friends, keep people around you that push you to do better, that motivate you to do better.
Thank you so much. So what level would you say is the hardest level when you get into the university? What level?
In school, they told us 300 level was the most challenging level. That was the hardest level. But we got to realize that it's the hardest part starts from 300 level. So when you go up, it gets higher, and harder. For me, 500 level was the most challenging level. My final level was really, really challenging. With the fact that I had to combine projects, I had to combine my courseworks, we had to do so many practicals, we had to do externship and clerkship. Externship and clerkship involves going to community pharmacies and hospitals just to get that experience, clinical experience. So it was really, really challenging for me. But by the grace of God, we pulled through.
You pulled through, and here you are today,
Yes,
first class. That's so beautiful.
Yes,
so I'd like to ask you, when you got into the university, when you gained admission into the university, when did you make up your mind to, be on that first class grade?
Okay.
And was it from 100 level that you achieved that, and then you started working on it, or it was along the line?
Okay, in 100 level,
You were on.
that was still me figuring out what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I was just like, I wanted to do well.
Were you
at
on
that
first
point,
class?
I was on first class
Okay.
from the beginning.
Okay, from the
I
beginning.
just wanted to do well at that time. But in 200 level, I knew that, okay, I want to do this course for real now. And I wanted to finish well. So I set academic goals for myself. And setting goals requires short-term and long-term goals. What do you want to achieve? What do your grades right now in the level that you are, what do you want to come out with? And when you finally leave the university, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to say, oh, this is what I achieved in the university, and the grade you want to finish with? So at that point in 200 level, I knew that I wanted to finish with a first class. And I also set some goals, some academic feats I wanted to attain at the end of my university journey.
So it was you maintaining that first class from 100 level.
Yes.
So I would say for any student gaining admission into the university, you start working towards it from your 100 level days.
Yes.
And then you keep maintaining it. That's the only way you can sustain it. Anyways. Okay, so in your journey, your academic journey, were there lecturers who helped you? Helped you not in terms of giving you marks now, or giving you expo or anything, but helping you, counseling you, giving you, nudging you on to, say, okay, this is what I really want to do, and I'm just going to.
Okay, I had lecturers. In my 100 level, it was just we were in the general campus. But when we got to 200 level, we moved to our main campus. And our faculty is such that it's a very secluded area. So this small environment made us to develop cordial relationship with our lecturers. And I made friends with some lecturers that I was really close with. I could walk up to and ask different questions or any things bothering me. And at any point it got challenging, I go to these lecturers and ask them, so how do I overcome this? How do I go from here? And they were very friendly. They always give me advice, and they would encourage me to do better. So it's very, very important to have good lecturers that encourage and motivate you. And also having academic mentors. Most of my friends, even me, I had some mentors in school that I could walk up to.
Lecturers?
Yeah, lecturers. And they could also be just people outside school that have gone through the same journey. That have gone higher. So they would mentor you, and they would follow up. You would discuss with them how you are taking this journey, and they would give you different advice
on what to do
to
That's
overcome.
so beautiful. So your normal routine while you were in the university. Can you share that with us? Can you give us tips
Okay.
on what you would normally do? Wake up in the morning, early morning lectures.
Okay. When I go to pharmacy school, I discovered that it was a different ball game, because I thought medicine used to be like the only hardest course because of the hype and everything. But pharmacy was very, very challenging for me. In 300 level, when things got harder, got tougher, I knew I really needed to sit up because I was just reading. Pharmacy school requires you memorizing so many things, because the type of course it is, you have to memorize names of drugs, so many botanical names, so many things. And me, I am someone who reads to understand,
not to
cram. So it was challenging for me. So one thing that helped me in pharmacy school was to start early. Start at the beginning of the semester, because if you leave the coursework to pile up, it would be too much for you at the end to combine everything together and pass with the grades you want to pass. So it's good to start early. And our faculty helped us in the fact that we always had in-courses. These in-courses are tests. From third week, you have in-courses till exam week. So we were always reading. So when it gets to exam, you know that you've covered this handout. You just need to revise on what you've read. So it's starting early. That was one of my major strategies.
Every day you must read? Or there are days you go without reading?
Yes, I won't say there are days I go without reading, because even if you don't want to read, you have assignments or projects that you have to submit the next day. So it's another form of reading. You are also researching, doing the assignments, and you would submit the next day. So it's also you still stimulating your brain and getting familiar with the coursework.
So how did you feel that day when you were called up? Because I mean, I know you got a few awards on the day of graduation.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did that make you feel?
When you set goals for yourself and you are saying
what did you get?
I had the best project in Department of Pharmaceutical Microbiology.
That's beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am. So when you set goals for yourself, you just have the whole picture and you work towards it. And when it gets to that moment,
when it gets to the moment when
it's
those
a
goals,
very exhilarating experience. I didn't know how to feel that day. I was just with so much emotions to explain. But the goals I set for myself, I attained them, and that was what really mattered. And when I was called on stage to receive my award, I was really, really happy. Really, really happy. So it's good when things turn out the way you want them to be. So it's really, really good.
Thank you, Hemen. So what's next for Hemen?
Right now, after I'm trying to start my internship. So after my internship, I would discover where I want to go later on. But I'm looking towards doing my master's somewhere in my project work in pharmaceutical microbiology in that area. So when we get there,
we'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Yes,
definitely. Thank you. And something to advise Gen Z.
What I would just say is
Gen Z generation out there.
Stay committed, stay dedicated, be disciplined, and set goals for yourself, short-term and long-term goals, and know what you want to do. Don't just be about getting good grades. What do you want to do with the grades later on? Set a goal for yourself, and God will see you through.
Thank you so much, Hemen. Thank you for coming on the program. I really, really appreciate you. We heard it from Hemen. Set goals for yourself. And of course, when you set goals for yourself, you would always, and you stay committed to those goals, you would always, get the results. Just like Hemen did. Thank you. Thanks for watching this program. Till we meet next time. Bye for now.